Welcome to this video about how to play with Mages of the Maelstrom cards. The instructions that I'll be going over during this video will mainly be about what these cards are, followed by the parts of a turn. This information can be found at tinyurl.com/playmotm on a PDF file. This also includes information about things like how to build your own deck. The main objective of this game is to win by killing your opponent's commander wizard while protecting your own. There are two commander wizards that we will be seeing today. You'll notice that they have special abilities that activate under certain circumstances, as well as 20 health points to stay alive. So to start, understand the colors of your deck. You can see what colors a deck is by looking at it from below. This one's yellow and blue. The current colors are red, yellow, blue, and green, or fire, lightning, water, and life. Red and yellow tend to be more offensive, while blue is defensive and green has a lot of healers. Healers can heal things that have a current health that is lower than their max health that they start with. You cannot heal something that is above this max health. Speaking of green cards, this deck is red and green. Here are the four commander wizards to represent the four colors. And now it's time to start a game. First, players must find their commander wizard. This is an easy task as the commander wizards have this specially marked back. Now that we've found it, we need to set up the board. First, take your commander wizard and put it at the bottom center of your playing area. Then, put the rest of your deck, also known as the spell book, off to the side in your playing area. Have your opponent do the same. Over here is your death pile for killed creature summons, destroyed items, and used up spells. And here is your field where you put creature summons and items. Your opponent also controls their own parts of the field. The world zone is a shared pile at the center of the field spaces. Now, shuffle your deck and then cut your opponent's deck. You can never get a completely unusable hand in this game. You will always have something that you can cast. It's a good idea to have dice ready for this game. 20-sided dice or a piece of paper can help you keep track of your commander wizard's health, and other dice are good for health of creature summons and remembering how much energy you have. We'll get to what energy is momentarily. Now, the players high roll to see who gets to go first. The player with the red commander wizard won. So the turn begins. Step 1, beginning of turn. If a card would have an effect, it would happen now. However, no cards are on the field to do that, so nothing happens. The time for the next step. The player having a turn gains 1 energy unless it's the very first turn of the game with the first player taking that turn, which it is. Time to draw cards. Draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. And we have 0 energy, again, because it's the first turn of the game. So it looks like we drew 1 spell card, another spell card, an item, a world, and a creature summon with a max health of 5. Time to play. We can play 1 of each type of card, and there is no payment to do it. So first we'll cast a creature summon, and it starts with 5 health, since that's its max health. The creature summon's also green, so our red commander wizard is considered a creature summon. Our opponent has a yellow commander wizard, but controls no yellow creature summons, so that yellow commander wizard is also considered a creature summon. Therefore, we can use this spell to attack it. This spell hurts a creature summon based on a die roll. So we're going to target we're going to cast the spell and target their commander wizard, which is a creature summon because they control no matching colors of creature summons, which would be yellow in this case. Since Sifo is about to be damaged by a spell and not a creature summon, her ability will not trigger. It only triggers as if you read it, if it's attacked by a creature summon. The die roll's odd, so 3 damage will be dealt to Sifo and the spell card, as the spell card stated. Sifo went from 20 health to 17 health. And our spell will now go into the death pile because we used it, which is located below our spell book. We then cast our 1 item card and our 1 world card from our hand. The item goes on the field just like that, and the world card goes into the world zone, and it has an effect that will matter until someone else casts something on top of it, which would be another world. We can't cast our fireball because we already cast a spell this turn. It is now time for the combat section of our turn. Since everything we cast was cast this turn, we can't activate any abilities. Items and creature summons that were cast during this turn are prevented from being able to activate abilities until you end your turn. Once it's the next person's turn, that prevention is over. So we're going to skip our combat step because we just cast everything and our commander wizard can't attack. And now we have a second chance to play cards, but we just played one of every card type we were able to, so there's nothing left to play. So we're going to go to our seventh part, which is ending the turn. Any effects that occur at the end of turn, just like beginning of turn, would activate now, but there's nothing to do that, so now it goes on to our opponent's turn. Now our opponent gains 1 energy, and then notices that while in Proseland, we will be able to add 1 card to your max hand size. So they're on the draw step, and the opponent is drawing 6 cards instead of 5 because of the world that we played. We will also get to draw 6 cards instead of 5 because of that world, as long as we're in that world. Now, our opponent skipped the beginning of turn step because there was nothing to do. You'll notice they just cast this creature summons, which is yellow just like Shifo, so Shifo can no longer be attacked, unlike ours, which can be attacked because since we have no red creature summons, only a green one, ours is vulnerable. Theirs is not, because they have a yellow, which is a matching color, so their commander wizard is no longer considered a creature summon. They also cast an item, and it looks like they just cast this spell, which will, for each creature summon that we control, they'll roll a die, and if the die rolls even, they'll deal 1 damage to that creature summon. Now keep in mind, since unlike them, we don't have a creature that matches the color of our commander wizard on the field, both of these count as creature summons, and their spell will attack both. So they put the spell in their death pile, gotta move that die out of the way, that's where they're keeping track of their energy. And for each one, they're going to clearly state which one they're rolling for. Roll the die. And it rolled off screen, but it ended up being odd, so nothing happens. We're going to look at the other creature summon, which is our commander wizard. Also nothing happens, so that was a waste of a spell, but sometimes that's the way things happen. Now that they've cast a spell, an item, and a creature summon, and they either didn't have any or didn't want to have any worlds, they're ending their turn, and before they end their turn, we're going to cast a spell, our fireball, dealing 2 damage to that creature summon, which had 5 health, now it has 3. You can cast 1 spell or a purple ability during your opponent's turn. You can cast purple abilities, as many as you want, just 1 for each card you have, because a card can't use an ability more than once per turn, and you can cast 1 spell during your opponent's turn. So we just drew our next hand, we gained 1 energy, it happened pretty fast, but now we've got some new stuff, and we're going to look at what we have. We've got this creature summon, and it's red, so we're going to cast it immediately so that we can finally protect our commander wizard. It's no longer a creature summon, it can't be attacked. We now also have a new world, so we decided we're tired of drawing 6 cards, so we're going to actually put this new world, Volcano Ultimate, on top of it, which has a beginning of turn activated trigger. Everything else we have, we don't feel like casting, we don't feel like putting down an item or casting a spell, so we're done. And we have to skip our combat again because the green cards both don't really have attacks. They have purple abilities, so it doesn't matter. And our only card that has a blue ability, which is the one we just cast, can't attack because we just cast it. So now it's our opponent's turn again. The opponent's noticing that it's the beginning of the turn, and they get to choose a creature and roll a die and deal either 1 or 3 damage to that creature. They're choosing our brand new red creature, probably to try to expose our commander wizard again, but they rolled the die and it only dealt 1 damage. This creature summon had a max health of 2, so it goes from 2 to 1 health. However, our green creature has a purple ability that heals 1 health on something we have. So we're going to activate that ability by spending 1 energy. This is where the abilities finally matter with the energy. You spend energy based on the number in the ability to activate it. We just activated our green ability, which is purple, so it can happen during any time. And we healed 1 health point on our creature summon that's red for 1 energy. Our opponent's now casting a new world spell. It's an intimidating one. It prevents damage from fire sources, but adds damage to lightning sources, which is pretty bad because we're running fire and they're running lightning. So now it's combat, and they're going to activate the blue ability on their lightning mage. For 1 energy, they'll deal 1 damage to each to up to 2 creature summons. They can't target our commander wizard because we have a red creature, but they can target both of these, and since their planet adds 1 to lightning damage, they're actually dealing 2 damage to our red guy, killing him, and 2 damage to our life creature, bringing it from 5 health to 3. So that's a devastating move, and that's a very good world card, so it's a strong play. Finally, they're using their 6th turn, which is step, which is the play turn. They decided that since they didn't play a creature yet, they're going to play this blue creature summons, and now they will end their turn. Nothing happens at the end of a turn based on the cards on the field, and so it is our turn once again as a player with a red commander wizard. So that's what we're going to do just for now. We're going to clean up. That was how to play quickly Mages of the Maelstrom. If you want to see more information or buy cards for yourself, contact this email or these areas and see the lists with the parts of a turn and other things such as building a deck at tinyurl.com/playmotm. This game is intended to be as simple as it could be made for a card game. Card games are always usually pretty complicated, but a lot of this game happens based on what cards say. So you just have to be paying attention when it's the beginning of a turn. Does something happen? Does a card trigger an ability? You just pay energy for the effects. You have to keep track of what creatures you have, and if you have creatures that match your commander wizard to keep them safe or not. And it's really, hopefully, not too complicated or confusing because a lot of what happens is written on the card. So as long as you follow the steps, you should be good.